So sometimes people don't know what they need to know while you putting your lips on somebody.
Putting your lips on somebody. Okay.
Aunties Unfiltered, y'all. Respect her legacy.
Hi, and welcome to Aunties Unfiltered, episode 3.
We start off laughing all the time.
Because we happy people. We happy people.
I'm Deidre Malone, and welcome to the Carter Malone Network.
And I'm TaJuan Stout Mitchell, your girl.
I'm Gale Jones Carson, the youngest of the three.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know about all that, but okay. We're going to keep it moving. So we've been really major news happening the last few weeks. And some really sad, right? Like what happened today is Thursday. Our show will drop on Friday. So today in Tennessee, the Tennessee State House and Senate voted to basically take away the only majority African-American district congressional seat, right?
It wouldn't be in here about African-American.
No, I said only majority African-American congressional seat,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Even though, Congressman, from a population standpoint, though Steve Cohen, Congressman Steve Cohen represents us.
Like black women.
That's what he said. And so, but right now it looks like they voted to divide Shelby County up into the most ridiculous district.
Well, now I don't agree with that, with them dividing us up, but we are the 9th congressional district. It's the only district in the state of Tennessee that's all in one city. All the others go over several counties. We're the only one that's in one county. But I agree with how it's supposed to be.
Because of population.
Exactly. And can we not have some representation when you
look, I'm not supporting of that foolishness.
I know, because if you look at what they're doing with District 5, it looks like portions of Whitehaven maybe, right? And it goes all the way to the western part of the state and then the northern part of the state and then goes into almost the middle part of the state. That's District 5. District 8.
Okay,
Hold on.
That's why I was finna
District 8.
District 8.
Still a little bit of Shelby County, right? And then goes into, Tipton and Gibson. And then when you look at District 9, hold on.
She gonna shut me
Yeah,
up
I
now.
am.
Well, I
and
need
then
to bring
District
my
9,
tape today.
District 9, District 9, that looks like that's Hickory Hill a little bit, right? And then going into Hardeman and Fayette County. This doesn't make any sense. It was created to dilute the black vote. I don't care what they say. It's not Democrat. It's black vote.
But they've been doing this all the time. The 8th congressional district. I was in that district for many years until they had the last redistricting, which they do every 10 years. And that district goes from Nashville all the way to Millington. So I had difficulty being a delegate for the Democratic National Committee because I would have to get votes in these little towns all the way up. But then once they moved it to District 9, but anyway, I still ended up getting appointed by the state. So my point is they've been doing this, drawing these crazy lines for the longest. Because remember when the last time they redistricted, they even took Steve Cohen district outside Shelby County up into, outside Shelby County.
Yeah.
So they've been messing with our lines for the longest. So this is nothing new.
But it hasn't been this drastic.
Well, it's this drastic because it impacts a group of people that have a large percentage. So what we're going to have is no representation.
Right. Absolutely.
But you know what concerns me? They're using the guise of we're dividing this because we're looking at the political party instead of race.
Right.
And it is, and it's about race. It's race and party.
It's about race
and
because
party.
in Nashville, they divided up the majority of the Democrats.
That's right.
Yeah, because
But
District
here,
5 used to be.
we are Democrat and black.
That's right.
And so that is just an excuse.
Well, their goal is to have everything in the whole
finish.
state, and they're going to
And
have
in
that.
Tennessee, most of the voters are independent.
Right.
Some are Republicans, some are Democrats. So, and most of them are independent. So why aren't we making it based on the percentages that we are?
Because it's not about being fair. It's about them
That's
having
exactly.
complete control of the
That's
state.
exactly.
We have 9 congressional seats. We have 2 U.S. Senate seats. That's 11 delegates. That's 11 delegates for the presidential election. They will have Memphis. Tennessee is a red state. For over 100 years, we were a blue state. In the early 2000s, there was an election. I was down at Channel 3 getting ready to go on and debate with Custoff. And he kept running in and out the room. And I'm like, what's going on? But when the results came in, what he was doing was getting the numbers all over the state. That night, we turned red. The state of Tennessee turned red. While we was running around here sleeping, the Republicans they were working. They were working. That night, the state of Tennessee became red.
Well, we're not going to just sit back and let this happen, even though the vote's taking place. I know the ACLU, the NAACP, both have dropped lawsuits today.
And I'm happy
Did they
about
drop
it.
them today?
Today.
I'm happy about it.
Very, very happy. So whatever
So is
if
that
you're
the-
listening and watching this, please support the ACLU,
And
support
the
the NAACP, because they're out there litigating on our behalf. So proud of both organizations
And
for
you
doing
got to
that.
pay the cost to be free. So
That's
if
it.
we have to
So-
send $19 a month to both organizations to help them with these legal costs, we need to do what
We need
have
to do what we have to do.
And
So-
I got some quotes from some of the representatives that were on the floor that I thought were priceless. So when you have a moment, I'd like to share.
So some
Absolutely.
people have asked me, and I think we need to just throw this out there. Some people have asked me, well, the law is in their favor. Why are we? Is any of this boycotting? Is any of this is any of this going to do any good? And my point to the person is, it's not about whether you win in the court right now. You must stand up and fight whenever there is wrong. You must stand up and fight, because it ain't just about the moment. It's about the next moment. and
It's
the
about
years
the
to
next
come.
moment.
When,
Absolutely.
when
That's
Dr. Martin
right.
Luther King,
That's right.
when
That's
they
right.
was sprayed with hoses and all kinds of stuff, did they get immediate results? But
No.
all these years later, we have benefited, not just African Americans, but other brown folks, Asian folks, all around this world, people have benefited from the fight. Letting folks know we ain't laying down. Whether even if we don't win right now, we not laying down.
The civil rights movement lasted from 1954. I was only 2 years old. 1954 to 1968. Dr. King was 26 years old.
Right, young people, young folks.
And
There's
he
always been
pulled-
young people.
He pulled
College students.
young people together, and he pulled other young ministers together to fight a fight for all those years.
Right.
So nothing comes quickly.
No.
It's a process. But I want to share some of these.
And T, I'm very, very proud of how the Democratic state legislators stood up today.
They
What were
did.
some of the quotes?
Keyshawn got
Stacking
arrested.
the deck is
Yeah,
to
he got arrested.
maintain power. No, stacking the deck to maintain power is just cheating.
Now, who said that one?
State Representative Joe Town.
Okay.
And they talked to us about DEI.
Well, DEI only
then-
applies to us.
Then here's
According
another
to
quote.
them.
Yeah.
Will you be proud to tell your grandchild how you voted today?
Oh, I heard Bo Mitchell.
Bo Mitchell from Nashville. You lynched,
They don't
massacred,
care about that.
denied us as citizens.
This racism
And
is
after
generational.
you've done everything you've done, we are still here. And that was Representative Justin Pearson.
Amazing.
And Representative Antonio Parkinson said this: if you don't value our voices, let us go. Let Memphis succeed from Tennessee.
Well, they
So,
want
wait
us
a
to
minute.
anyway.
So, but whenever y'all go back in history and there were towns or cities with just African Americans supporting each other financially, those towns got burned down. They don't want us by ourselves benefiting financially off each other, but they don't want us with them, but they want our dollars.
And Chairman Representative Campbell asked how much time were they going to give her to debate this issue. They told her they would send her the time. When they sent the time, it was 47 minutes. She said the debate time is 47 minutes. Everything around here is about symbolism. So
Oh my
we
God,
yield.
Lord have mercy. 47.
We yield to 44 minutes.
And that would be our president,
Yes.
Barack Obama.
Yes, that's what she did.
That's what she
and
did.
when she spoke, she was so eloquent when she talked about, I spent 20 plus years in the service. I took an oath to represent this country. And this is what you're going to do to us?
And they took an
They don't
oath to
care.
represent every citizen
In the state of Tennessee?
in the state of Tennessee rather than their party. They didn't take an oath to represent their party.
But they don't care about that.
Y'all, this is a hard transition. We
They
could
don't
talk
care
about
about
this for
that.
30 minutes. But I know, look, so proud, ACLU, NAACP, and we are doing our part to lift voices, let's keep fighting, because we can turn this back. Let's talk about the election that went down this week, y'all.
Well,
and the election that's coming up, because Brent Taylor wants one of those seats.
He does.
And that's why he want to make Memphis matter.
Well, see, I'm wondering if one of those seats, how is that going to be? Will he be in the 8th district or will he be in the 9th? But if
I
they
think
redraw
ninth.
it,
I've heard today
so that way
ninth.
he won't have to run against.
Because he lives in Eads, so I think that's
that'll
going to
be
be
in the
9th.
9th. But right now, is it the 7th?
Which one does Kustoff represent?
Cutoff is 8. Cutoff is 8.
He ran against Kustoff the last time, remember? So I think he wants the 9th congressional district seat.
So this has been a plan for a long time.
Yeah.
But see, they never just come up and do something. They always planning. They
It's
always
strategy,
planning.
baby. It's
so
strategy.
as we go into talk about the August elections coming up, 8 years ago, the leadership in Nashville said they were going to turn Shelby County, the bluest county, 95 counties in Tennessee. Shelby County is the bluest. And the leadership in Nashville said 8 years ago, that they were going to turn Shelby County red. They working on that.
And they're working on it with
They
DeBerry.
working on it.
So how did elections come out?
So did the mayor's race come out the way you all expected in the primary?
Well, the margin either way, I was surprised about the margin difference. I was very surprised about that. But what was hurtful to me, very, very hurtful to me, and I don't care whether people like it or not, is how dirty that race got.
Yeah.
I mean, there were mail-out pieces, and then I found out that even a few days before, mass emails went out accusing the person of being domestic violence, beating. I mean, it was one of the nastiest campaigns. I've been involved with the political arena since 1990, and I've never seen this wide a range or this depth or this many attacks on people, but it could be also because we now have social media.
It was character assassination.
Yeah, it was
and I'm
was
not
terrible.
Sure
it
you're
was
not
awful.
going to hear some repercussions from it.
Oh, there's going to be some
I
repercussions.
think some people,
there will
gonna
be
some
repercussions.
lawsuits, some police reports.
And they need to,
and if
because
all
you
of
got to
that
set an
happens-
example. Because you got your name and your
If
name
all
and your
of that
word and your
happens,
reputation.
It's going to damper the turnout in August.
There's going to be some other stuff that's going to damper. What I keep hearing, there are going to be other things that may hit that's going to roll out that may damper the voter turnout.
But there were
because
some bright spots. I was so happy for LaSonia Hall.
Me too, but I just want to say one thing about the mayor's race, and then let's transition to that. There was a candidate in the mayor's race that truly had not voted in Shelby County at all.
Well, not only that, no presidential election.
Gail, let me finish.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
need
You
to say
gonna
this
to
one.
finish
You gonna
I
get
need
it
to
all
say
out. You
this.
gonna get it all out.
I need to say
Okay,
it.
all right.
That when you pull her voting record, and I said her, so if she'd never voted in Shelby County, there's only one other female who was in this mayor's race, and she's an elected official, so she has voted in
And
Shelby
she
County.
didn't vote for Barack Obama.
So this other female mayoral candidate
Nor Kamala.
didn't vote in the presidential election for Barack Obama. She didn't vote in the presidential election for Hillary Clinton. She didn't vote in the presidential election for Biden and Kamala when they were a team. But she wanted to be your Shelby County mayor.
But worse than that was the Tennessee Democratic Party leadership led by some folks out there in the Germantown Club making sure that person was allowed to run as a Democrat. Those people continue to try to control, those Democrats continue to try to control Democratic politics in Shelby County. But God don't like ugly. Their plan failed.
Well,
She should not have been, in my opinion, based not my opinion, based on how everybody else was judged. She shouldn't have been able to run as a Democrat. That's a fact.
Well, I don't see how they could say Thomas Long couldn't run.
right.
But they did.
When he supported Republicans, and I agree with that.
Right.
I agree with that
Yeah,
decision.
but be consistent.
But be
Be
consistent.
consistent. Be consistent.
With your messages and with your rules. And if the rules say you are supposed to vote Democratic and it should be on your record,
Well,
One primary and was like a county primary municipal.
But it
was
wasn't
nothing
Shelby
present.
County.
It was
It wasn't
not.
Shelby County.
So we
And
can
that-
move
that's
on.
a
That's very
concern.
disappointing.
That's a
and for,
concern.
for
well,
her to
the-
come
but
in
it shows
third
you how
I'm gonna
people-
tell
was
you
very
why I'm upset
disappointing.
about it, because I've been involved with local, state, and national Democratic politics since the 90s. And for this to happen on the Democratic watch is very disconcerting to me, because they continue to keep putting their hands in Shelby County Democratic politics.
And
they
again,
ain't doing
it's
it nowhere
almost-
else in Tennessee, but
it's
down
almost
here.
like ignoring Black Democrats.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Exactly.
If it could be 5 of them, they think they supposed
So
to
what's
be
the
the boss.
difference in them ignoring our voices?
They're Republicans.
And
There's no
Republicans.
difference.
Well, there is a difference
No, it
because,
ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it's not.
Republicans.
No, it's
We do
no
agree on
difference. It's
something.
no
Yeah.
difference.
Anyway,
They
bright
want to run
spot.
folks.
bright spot, Lasagna Hall.
Yeah, that was. And mainly because of her layers of experience in different areas of government. And we have utilized her and called her in on some real disasters.
And one was
in
the health
Shelby County.
department.
Yeah, the health
They brought her in to
department,
head up the health department.
the animal shelter situation.
Yep.
She'll a fixer.
Yeah, and
She's a fixer.
She almost like Olivia Pope.
She's a fixer.
So we got a real professional who understands the operation of government. That was a bright spot.
That's a bright spot.
And
she
then she worked around the clock.
she worked so hard to get
She a
this
Virgo.
nomination.
She a
My
Virgo.
God, I
Yeah.
should
She a
have known
Virgo.
that. I should have known. I should have known.
She a Virgo.
And one of the candidates, young folk need to listen. I heard somebody who was in that race.
With 18% of the vote.
She was sitting in the county commission crying the other day.
Well, people have to understand why you in these elected positions and you sit in those seats.
You only there for a minute.
Why would you attack people who work in the government? You attack the people who make presentation. You attack your colleagues. That's not a good look. And
not.
I tell young people all the time, you need to think long term about the foolishness that you do today. How will that impact you years down the road? You don't know who in these rooms making decisions, and you
don't.
never know who you might need or your family member might need as you are attacking people.
Well, Brittany Thornton fell short, and I didn't regret that one bit, because I heard so many people say that they were voting for people with operational experience for
Right.
clerk jobs.
Exactly.
They were no longer going to vote for legendary names, but they did. A legendary name of politicians who just want a job.
That's right.
They want to make sure after what they've experienced with the clerk's office, they wanted to make sure they had someone with operational experience.
But they also need to look at the votes that they take, because our friend Johnson Salisbury was asked to vote for the person, and he made it clear to her, I ask you for a grant to support young people in this program that helps them learn about their history. But you turn this money down to help children, but you had $150,000 for some grooming of some dogs. He told her that. She needed to hear that your votes sometimes do carry weight and people remember how you vote.
Gail,
Well, I
going in
remember how
one ear and out the other.
I remember how she voted for the funding of the
Regional One.
Regional
Me too.
One, which we desperately need a new Regional One. And if you saw the babies that are being born that are overcrowded down there, and what their conditions they're working under, I don't know why you would not support healthy citizens of Shelby County.
and a lot of them living in her district would
Yes.
utilize those services.
We have the highest
And then you said we would have had two
dialysis
schools.
rate in the whole Tennessee, but we don't want a new
mentioned something
mayor.
about two
So yeah, I
schools.
remember that when I voted.
I
What about
know.
the two schools you talked about?
Oh yeah, we would have had 2 schools. Instead, we had to settle for 1 because of your vote.
Right.
So you have to, if you're going to be an elected official, you have to listen to your citizens and not your egos.
Right. Well, we've got some new folks joining the county commission.
Well, Henry Brooks returns.
Yay!
Yeah, she returns.
I voted for
and
Henry.
Henry has a deep history,
Yeah.
not of just legislative experience, but of caring and supporting people she represents.
Yep.
I was happy about Henry.
Yeah.
I was
I
here
was
about
also happy about a newcomer,
Dr. Streeter.
Dr.
Ooh,
Streeter.
yes,
Dr.
that's
Streeter.
exciting.
I'm
That's
gonna tell
exciting.
you, D Harris worked so hard for
He
that lady. I
did.
mean, every time I talked to him, he was
He
making
did.
calls, going door to door. He was really dedicated, and she has
She's
some other
gonna be a
good.
problem.
I don't know her.
Yeah.
I don't know. Will Richardson came out.
Yes.
That was a nail biter right
Yes,
there.
it really
that
was.
was a nail
It really
biter.
was.
So glad
and I
our
think
friend
he's going
Eddie-
to contribute to the discussion of health in Shelby County too.
Yeah.
And our friend Eddie Jones, he was in a nail biter.
He was.
But Eddie, he's run for office several times, but he has really put in the work. He worked in
worked
this community,
hard.
in the school for many, many years before he was elected. He didn't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to be an elected official. He put in the work in the
did.
community.
And he
PTA.
didn't- and he didn't hide behind a desk once he got to be clerk.
No.
He continued to
Work in the
And
schools.
that STEM
School.
school in Whitehaven is going to be one of his landmark contributions.
One of his legacies.
Well, that's my little brother. My mother loved him. He was always at our house when he was growing up.
My good friend Willie Brooks
Yeah.
won re-election. Jay Bailey
I was happy
also
for Jay.
I love the
was
Baileys.
really happy
I love the
about him
Baileys.
becoming, the
I
nominee
think
for assessor.
Because he's been in
And
that
Joseph
role
Lee.
as deputy and understood the role.
Yeah.
It was not just about name. It was
It wa-
about
no, it
operation.
wasn't about name.
It was
Yeah.
about experience.
Yeah, experience.
Now, he
And
does have Republican opposition, so we're going to see how hard the Republicans fight for that seat.
They'll probably fight hard, but we got to make sure he gets it. And then the Joseph Lee, so proud of Joseph Lee.
Yes.
He was able to pull that
and
off.
I tell people, not only Joseph, one of the nicest people you will ever meet.
Yeah.
He's one of the smartest people.
He's
so one
smart.
person had texted me one time and said, well, he doesn't have the experience as somebody else. I said, wait a minute. What you don't know is this man was the finance director for the city. Mayor Harrington appointed him.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and then Mayor Harrington appointed him to be the president of Memphis Like Gas and Water. I said, this man
Sure
is
did.
experienced. He's knowledgeable. He's
And
smart.
he was the deputy director
Was.
in the clerk's office.
Exactly. He
So
worked
that-
in the
yeah.
he worked in that office. So sometimes people don't know what they need to know while you putting your lips on somebody.
Putting your lips on somebody. Okay.
I like that. You need to watch it. You put your lips down.
Well, the people don't want my lips on them. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Ooh, I
tell you
know.
right
'cause
now,
she'll
so
cuss
that
out.
unfiltered
Look, some of these
She-
people
she'll
run around
cuss
here
you out.
calling.
It's
Some of these people
unfiltered.
run around here calling Deidre. I tell Deidre all the time, you need to give them my phone number. Have them call me.
Is that
She
unfiltered
tells-
enough
she-
for you?
She tells them all the time, you think she's sweet, you better call me first.
Yeah,
so I can
exactly.
tell you about it.
Exactly. Phone number up here on the forehead. That means have you call. You need to be
Who
called.
else? We missed somebody again?
Okay, so we
Shantae, we're proud about Shantae
proud
going
about
back.
Shantae. Erica Sugarman, she
Proud of
came out
Erica
with a
going
wide,
back up.
wide
She
margin.
tore it up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Skip over that one.
Janine,
But you do need to
has
watch how you mess with folks' signs now.
Yeah, you do
It was
that.
a lot of sign
Wait,
stuff
wait,
going
wait,
on.
well, this
I don't
something-
know what happened. I can't say what
I
happened.
don't know what happened, but what I can tell you is that when you mess with other folks' signs, it is absolutely illegal.
It really is.
It is a law. It is illegal.
I don't
You
know
can't-
anything about that.
Yeah.
Did you
don't know what
read
happened.
about signs when
I
you
didn't
ran
touch
for-
no.
I didn't
no.
touch
No
anybody.
signs
Me
you ran
either.
for-
I didn't touch.
I didn't touch
Oh,
anybody.
okay. All right. Okay.
No.
I didn't touch a sign. I hired some.
So
Me
did we
too.
talk about Joe Towns?
Yeah.
So if he does he have opposition in August? If he doesn't have opposition in
think so.
August,
Let me check
then
real quick.
well, I got it back here. But if he doesn't have opposition, then he will automatically be.
I don't
well,
know.
well, you know what? That race
That
between him and Wanda was a
so
baby. It was
close.
close.
It was close.
He only won by maybe a little over 100 votes.
And people need to
Yeah.
realize Wanda still has a following out here.
She does. She really, really does. That's
And I don't think
Joseph
we-
Lee.
But
would-
my point is,
We
if
didn't talk about
he
sheriff
wins
race.
this seat, if he ends up in the seat, then his state rep seat is going to be up.
So Wanda had
It was like 100 something,
27
112 votes difference.
Yeah, 27.36% of the vote, and Joe
But
had
just look at the numbers.
27.53.
Yeah, but
He
look at
had
the numbers.
19,329. She had 19,208.
Exactly. It was only
That's
100
very
some votes
close.
different. Yeah.
Very, very close. Yep. Very close. Yep.
See, Deidre got hers on her iPad. I had mine printed out.
We got 5 minutes left, according to our producer.
Well, what do you want to talk
I'm glad
about?
you giving us the time because she'll say 5 minutes 10 times.
What we want to talk about?
Okay, so I wanted to. We got to mention that everybody knows we lost our good friend G.A. Hardaway.
Yeah.
Well, before we go to that, can we say one thing? Because this how hard. Germantown voted not to make their mayor full time. What does that mean? Yeah, it failed. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they voted no. We don't want our mayor to be full time.
They want to be a small town.
Yeah,
That's wow.
and I
bet you it's a full-time job though.
It
it's
is.
probably a full time job, but they took a vote, and the vote it
But that's
failed.
their decision.
That's the
it's their
it's in
decision.
I
the
live in
voters'
Memphis.
hands. Voters' hands.
I'm not
Voters'
gonna put my
hands.
mouth on there.
No.
I don't
and
live in
so
Germantown, so it
County
don't matter
Commission
to me.
also moved pretty quickly. We lost our good friend, Representative G.A. Hardaway.
yeah,
And his son, TJ, was
who
appointed.
was on our show.
He was on our show. Was appointed to represent his dad's
I thought that was-
position.
And
I
so
thought that was sweet.
he was sworn in Thursday. He was sworn in today to fill that seat, and he'll hold the seat until the November election.
Okay.
Now talk about this other case about the young man and the blood.
Do you want to talk about
I want to mention the Tony Carruthers case. He's set for execution on May 21st. Yesterday.
How long has he been in jail?
32 years?
Oh
32
my God,
years?
that's a lifetime.
And so what's really sad about the case is someone said that he didn't do the murder, and they have DNA evidence and fingerprints. And they tested
they
Tony.
already have DNA evidence.
And
Now the issue is doing it again.
So no, they didn't. They tested Tony, and it wasn't his fingerprints, wasn't his DNA.
Lord have
So
mercy.
someone said who did the actual murders, and they won't. The government won't move forward with testing the DNA. So the ACLU has been working with Mr. Carruthers to try and get the DNA and the fingerprint testing done, so they can prove that he didn't do the murders.
You know what's really troubling?
So he
For a
is
group
already
of
been proven.
people who always say they respect life.
Right.
They have no regard for the science and technology that we have that can prove innocence or guilt to exonerate people when they may not be guilty, and then insist on taking their life.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
and it's proven basically with the evidence that he is innocent, and he done already spent 30-some years in jail, which you can never give that
can't
one
get
day back to him. And now they want to kill the man.
So there's a petition, y'all, that's going around. There was a big news conference yesterday.
I'm trying to
Faith
understand
and
it.
community members that really pleaded with the governor to stop this execution and to force the hand of the courts to go ahead and get this DNA testing done.
And this is the DNA testing of the person they think did it.
Yeah, they have fingerprints and they have DNA
Oh,
of
my
the
God.
person who
It-
actually
it-
committed
it
the
must not-
crime.
Is it a person of color?
Of
not
course it
only-
is. Of course
not only
it is.
should it might be an
No, I'm not
execution,
talking about Tony. I'm talking
but
about
after
the person they said,
32
we don't know.
years, he probably should be released.
Exactly. That's more than a life sentence.
No, they have him set for execution this month on the 21st.
I don't know how. I don't know. I just don't understand
How many people even live with themselves
But they don't
knowing
see
this man is not guilty?
They don't see some people as people.
They don't.
They don't see a whole lot of us as people. I don't be saying some.
And know what was really horrible about this was he was forced to defend himself in court during his trial. It's just sad. It's
It's
sad
a
all the way
sad
around.
case.
So I'm gonna just ask people, Google.
We got to pray for our country, our state.
Yeah.
And I agree with
I don't pray
Antonio
for devils.
Parkinson.
I don't pray for devils.
Let me
I don't.
find a way out of here and let Memphis be. We can be Memphis.
Memphis. We don't have to be Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis. Let us succeed.
Let me tell you something. A state senator told me years ago when he was in the Senate, he was from Memphis. He said, Gale, I'm up here every day, and I'm going to tell you what I hear. He wasn't being mean or ugly. He said the people up here in the other parts of the state, yeah, they would be happy if Memphis fell off into the Mississippi River. This is what this state senator told me. He was a Republican, and we had a good relationship, but he just was being honest with me. He said there are people that would be happy if if Memphis, Tennessee fell off in the Mississippi.
Well,
That's
since
how they think about it.
so since that's not going to happen, we just have to continue to
We
fight.
still here.
Yeah, we got
I'm
to
ready
continue
to
to
find me
fight.
an island and be by myself.
Thank you for watching Aunties Unfiltered. I'm Deidre Malone.
I'm Twan Stout.
And I'm Gale Jones Carson looking for the island.
See you next time.
Aunties Unfiltered, y'all.